Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For this video, I am going to be making a vegan beef Wellington with a delicious creamy mushroom gravy. This video is also going to be a collaboration with my friend Jazzmin Kaita, who is making this delicious vegan lasagna. So make sure you go check out her video and subscribe to her channel. Alright, let's get started with the video. So the first thing you're going to need is a can of beans that's been rinsed and drained, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a quarter teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of paprika, and 3 teaspoons of nutritional yeast. I'm also going to be adding 3/4 of a cup of water, a teaspoon of vegetable paste, and a little pinch of salt. And now we're just going to be blending everything until we get a nice, creamy, and smooth consistency. So I'm just pouring my bean mixture into a bowl, and to that I'm going to add 1 1/4 cup of vital gluten. Using your hands or a wooden spoon, just go in and mix everything until it all comes together into a nice dough. Now I'm just moving my dough over to a greased pan and I'm pressing as hard as I can to get it as flat as possible. So the next step is to get some vegetable stock, and I'm just mixing my vegetable paste with water and I'm pouring it all over my seitan loaf. So now I'm just covering my pan with some aluminum foil, and I'm going to place this baby into an oven that's been preheated to 350 for about 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes, you're going to take some of that stock that we made and spoon it all over the loaf. And then we're going to put it back in the oven uncovered for an additional 25 to 30 minutes. While our loaf bakes, we're going to go ahead and get started on our gravy. So I'm chopping up some mushrooms and I'm using a full container. I'm also going to finely dice 1 medium-sized onion. Now to a hot pan, I'm adding a little bit of water because I don't cook with oil and I try to avoid it as much as I can. I'm adding in my onions and my mushrooms. And I'm just going to let that saute for 4 to 5 minutes, keeping an eye on it. So it's been about 4 minutes, and I'm going to take about 1/3 of my onion and mushroom mixture and set that aside. And I'm just going to season my mixture with some pepper and also some salt. And now I'm going to add about 2 cups of your favorite non-dairy milk. I'm using coconut, but you can use whatever milk you want. And I'm just going to stir that up just for a few minutes until everything heats up again. And now I'm just adding in my slurry, which is just 2 tablespoons of flour with 4 tablespoons of water mixed to make a little slushy slurry. And it will help thicken up the gravy. Now for the next 20 seconds, you want to keep mixing non-stop, and you will notice that your mixture will thicken up really fast, so do not move away from that stove and stir, stir, stir. Now at this point, you want to add in your vegetable paste, and I'm adding about a teaspoon's worth in there and just mixing it in. I'm also going to turn off the heat at this point because we don't need it anymore, and that's basically it for the gravy. So I've been letting my loaf cool down for about 20 minutes or until it's back at room temperature, and I'm just going to cut off the edges to make a square shape. Now when you get your square shape, you're going to cut 4 smaller squares out of that. So this recipe makes 4 little loaves, or you can make 1 really big loaf if you wanted to do like a holiday loaf, for example. So the final step is our dough, and I'm using the store-bought croissant rolls, which happen to be accidentally vegan, and I got them from Whole Foods, which is great. And I am taking my dough out and I'm using 2 croissant rolls and putting it together to make a little square shape. So I just put some flour on the dough to help it from sticking, and I'm rolling it just a little bit on either side, but maintaining a square-ish shape. Now I'm just taking some of that mushroom and onion mixture that we set aside, and I'm spooning a little bit in the center of my dough. And I just took one of my square loaves and I'm just folding the edges over. I have a little bowl of water as well to help the dough stick together. And as you can see, I'm folding each edge, overlapping it over the other edge. So I just made sure I pinched the sides and I flipped it over so the folded sides are in the bottom to make it look prettier. And here are my loaves. I went ahead and made some little croissants with the leftover dough as well. And I'm just making little slits to let some air escape. And now I'm placing this in an oven that's been preheated to 375 for about 12 to 15 minutes. And this is the end results. These came out so good. I hope you guys try out this recipe, and don't forget to subscribe to Jazzmin's channel, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye-bye!